Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We are in Amrutanubhava, chapter 7, verse number 37 we have to begin with. And we are looking at that for the ocean, the Shuddha Chaitanya, there is no going, no coming, no gain, no loss, no purpose, no effort, no goal to be reached. There is only the abundance and the joy of being. Similarly, Ajnana, ignorance, does not exist. Then what exists? Only Atma exists. And what is this Atma? It is that where there is no going, there is no coming. There is no gain, no loss, no purpose, no effort, no goal to be reached, because Atma is all by itself, all in itself. Other than Atma, there is nothing. And this is what the scriptures declare. Ekameva dvitiya, nanasti kinchana. The reality is one without a second, with no otherness. And Atma cannot know itself, because Atma cannot be the object of knowledge. And this is where we keep making the mistake in our sadhana, in our meditation, that we keep searching for Atma. Our goal, if at all you want to search, there is no search. What we must do, we must reduce the number of thoughts, and when the number of thoughts reduce, then be. That at that moment you can I don't even want to use the word get away from the thoughts, or from Atma point of view, there are no thoughts also. So what can you do? We are so addicted to thinking in terms of objectivity, that we have to do some sadhana, that we have to reach somewhere, that Atma is the destination. So here in this chapter, the topic is not about sadhana. I have to correct myself every now and then. The topic is all sadhana is in ignorance. In other words, all sadhana, all studies, all seeking is in the objectivity. Objectivity or no objectivity is the nature of Maya. In other words, is nature of mind. And the Atma, that is my true nature, is independent. Just as from the water's point of view, there is no appearance of the wave or disappearance of the wave. From sun's point of view, there is no appearance of day and disappearance of day, called night. Similarly, from Atma point of view, if we can call it, there is no appearance of aham and idam. There is no appearance of subject and object. So where are the subject and object? Thoughts, I, aham, I, idam, that. Where is it? In the mind. What is the status of the mind? It's existing in its own absence. But I can't understand. Yeah, that is ignorance. I can't understand. I don't know. It's lage raho. So are we here to establish ignorance? Or are we here to establish the truth? Are we here to be the truth, or are we here to remove the ignorance? Majority people are focused on removing the ignorance. And as long as we are focused on removing the ignorance, there will be a big long journey. And you may be successful, you may not be successful. It's all upon grace. So, what are masters saying? Because these are the words of a realized master. He's telling you straight from his experience, from his abidance. Then what we must what we must not I want to use the word do, or I want to use the put efforts. Again, do and put efforts is again in ignorance. So here, even while the mind is understanding the words that are coming across or given in the book, we must keep maintaining that position, that poise, that we are beyond the thoughts, in the presence of whom these thoughts are coming and going, in the presence of whom this expression of ignorance alone is expressing. The effect of ignorance is manasa vacha kaya. So the cause of manasa vacha kaya, the cause of mind, speech and activity, body, what is the source? What is the cause? The cause is the mind. So sometimes mind is manifest, sometimes mind is unmanifest. Who knows this? If the mind says I, it is fooling you. We have to take a position in spite of the mind saying I. Because the I thought will come and it will go away. Again, it is temporary. Are you temporary? Are you seeing yourself as a fleeting one who came for a moment and then went away? Is that your experience about yourself? Be that one. And Atma cannot know itself, just as the eye, the physical eye, cannot see itself, just as the sun cannot illuminate itself. Similarly, the Atma, the thought-free eye, cannot know itself, because there is no objectivity within the Atma. It is the supreme subject. The same word is used in other Shastras as supreme, the supreme person, the supreme Purusha. There is nothing else apart from it. So how can it know itself as an object of knowledge? This absence of knowledge in the Atma Tattva is not ignorance, but it is because there is no otherness, and therefore there is no need to know. How beautiful. See? This absence of knowledge in the Atma Tattva is not ignorance. Absence of knowledge of itself from the sun's point of view is not ignorance of day and night. It's not ignorance of day and night, because that ignorance is expressing, technically speaking, the light of the sun by nature is dark. It is not the light that you see on the earth. This light that we are seeing is only because of the earth's atmosphere. As the light passes through the stratosphere, ionosphere, etc., whatever the various layers are there, once it passes through that, then it gets the color, you get the rainbow, etc., everything. The white light which you are seeing is because it is reflecting on the various particles in the atmosphere. But you go out into the space, the sunlight is dark. You can't see sun rays there because there are no particles on which it can reflect. See? So here when he is saying that this absence of knowledge in the Atma Tattva is not ignorance. From the sun's point of view, there is no darkness. From the self point of view, there is no ignorance. Then, but it is because of, there is no otherness. What is this otherness? The otherness is, from sun's point of view, there is no otherness of day and night. For the day, there is a other called night. For night, there is a other called day. Both are afraid of being consumed. Both want to maintain their status. But the sun, who is transcendental, he is unaffected. Its light is all encompassing. So there is no day and night. From water's point of view, there is no wave and ocean and tide or nothing. Water is water. Why? It is one without a second, with reference to tide, froth, droplets, wave, ocean. Water is all that there is. So from water's point of view, there is no manifestation or unmanifestation. But we see the waves, oceans, etc. Yes, that is your fault. We are asking you to take the position of the water. There is no duality in water. Because wave is also water, ocean is also water, drop is also water, tide is also water, froth is also water. So how can water come to know water? It is already. So what is it? There is no element of otherness. Mind is nothing but otherness, where differentiation is valid, where duality is valid. In sun, there is no duality of day and night. In water, there is no duality of wave and ocean. Similarly, in the Atman, there is no duality of manifestation and unmanifestation, which is the expression of ignorance or Maya. What does it mean? There is no duality of waking dream, manifestation, deep sleep, unmanifestation. No otherness. And see the joke, you know these three are coming and going every day. But the problem is, or the challenge is, you are so focused on them that you keep indulging by way of thinking and contemplating on them. We want to find out what is the meaning of the dream. We want to find out why this happened in my life. What is the consequence of it? Oh, this was a divine intervention. Blah, 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 blah. We are appropriating divinity to events that are taking place in the waking or dream. They are forgetting we are by nature divine. We are looking for divinity outside. This is ignorance. When we are looking outwards, it is, excuse me, we are under the influence of ignorance. The moment we take the position, here Naneshwar Maharaj is saying, the moment we take the position of the Atman, be the Atman, that very moment, the ignorance, that means duality, that means a sense of otherness, it will start dissolving away. Doesn't it happen every night when you go to sleep? So what is the duality that becomes zero when you go to sleep? The duality of the waking experience, waker and waking experience, that dissolves away. The dreamer and the dream world, that dissolves away. This is good. Every day you are having this data. Now we need to take one step outside this whole thing. You see, so before there was duality in the dream, duality in the waking. Now you take the total experience. There is duality of deep sleep, and which is unmanifestation, and the opposite is manifestation, which is called waking and dream. You have to go beyond that also. And there is no going, actually speaking. But you have to contemplate. You have to, where will you contemplate? On the waking, on the dream, on the deep sleep, or you will contemplate on that I am the one in whose presence these three come and go. I am unaffected by these three coming and going. I am uninfluenced by these three coming and going. This dialogue of I am unaffected, it's a penultimate step, because our attention still is on the manifestation and manifestation. But with regular practice, if you want to use say that, you come to your the Atmic self, everything dissolves. Other people will see you sleeping, waking and dreaming, eating and seeing and walking and talking. But you are neither the talker, you are neither the sleeper, you are neither the waker, you are neither the lecturer, you are neither the listener. You have transcended everything. And we are using the word everything only for the benefit of this mind. Because everything is in the mind only, is for the mind only, is by the mind only. Can you say this language to a realized master? No, it doesn't matter to him, because he's already there. Thus, absence of knowledge in the Atma Tattva is not ignorance, but it is because there is no otherness and therefore no need to know. This no need to know is the udasinata, is the indifference. Not interested, but there is nothing else to be interested in. I am complete in myself. Then why will I seek myself in something? But the God manifests, that's a different story. That's why it is called Leela. Do you call your life a Leela? You may have a wife called Leela, but you don't live your life as a Leela. This needlessness of knowledge, called ignorance, has an altogether different connotation than the ignorance which is of the nature of not knowing. Therefore, it is told, as we mature, as a seeker I am saying now, as we mature, we must become disinterested in everything. Within. We must, and what does that mean? That I don't need to get involved in anything. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. ना कुछ पाना, ना कुछ खोना. See, बहुत जरूरी है, very important. This dispassion towards the world, this virakti towards the objectivity, this withdrawal from the objectivity is called sannyas. If it is only on, attention is only on the withdrawal from the objectivity, it will lead to nirvikalpa samadhi. Or other option is it will lead to void. But those are both, going to the void, nothingness, is unhealthy. Going to nirvikalpa samadhi, okay, practice that. Somewhere along the way it will click that I have to go beyond nirvikalpa samadhi. See? So this needlessness of knowledge this urge that is within us to collect this knowledge, travel here, know that, try new dishes, wear new clothes, different designs. See? All that is because we want variety. Nothing wrong. But if we are desiring it, if we are addicted to it, big problem. Then you are in the loop. This need, not knowing is equal to ignorance. Not knowing the self is equal to ignorance. I don't know where I am. I don't know what this world is all about. I don't know where this world came from. I don't know where this whole world is going. I don't know these people who are coming into my life, why they are coming. I don't know why they go out of my life. I don't know. This is ignorance. This is ignorance. Today's kids, they are very expert at it. You ask them, what do you want to become when you grow up? I don't know. Have you eaten food? I don't know. Is your friend coming? I don't know. All this chunnu-munnu, 4-year-old, they shrug their shoulders. I don't know. Never live in this world not knowing anything or knowing anything. Live in this world as being. So here we are talking about I don't know, not knowing is ignorance. Then what is needlessness? No urge to know. Even though everything is available, you are not interested. That is called udasinata. This needlessness of knowledge called ignorance has an altogether different connotation than the ignorance which is of the nature of not knowing. Therefore, one should not give any value to the statement that ignorance is in the Atman. Just as darkness is not possible in the sun, similarly, ignorance equivalent to darkness is not possible in the Atman equivalent to the sun. And as long as you keep insisting that you are the mind, you are the body, you were born, you are going to die, you are growing up, you want to keep thinking about it because you have bloody invested from childhood till now with so much efforts into this life. And now, if you are asked, give up everything in one go. इतना मैंने पापड़ बेले यार, so much work I did, so much money I invested, so much portfolio I have created, so many memories I have created, and you are telling me to give up everything. All this effort was a waste. What can we tell to such a person? Tathastu, continue please. You are not fit for this class. Go on your way and be happy. Where is this? The person who's complaining, why should I give up? How can I give up all this? Or you are talking to yourself, how can I give up my memories? How can I give up my relations, possessions, body, etc., etc.? Where is our attention? Our attention is on the object. Our attention is on the manifestation. Our attention is not on being. You have totally identified with that which is changing. If you want to put it in one word, you have got identified with the mind. Mind is also not a problem. You have got identified with the thoughts, which are passing through the mind. That's where the problem is. Identification. Can we stop the thoughts? No. Then come to a disposition where you don't need to get involved in the thoughts. We are so obsessed with thinking. My thoughts, my I am hurt, my emotions, सब फालतू का है. इसमें से निकलना है. You have to get out of this. Or come to a point where nothing of it matters. Then how will I live in this world? The moment you think how I live in this world, again your attention is on the world. It is not on the divine principle, on the essence. You have to go through that tapas, you have to go through the fire treatment. People will misunderstand you, relatives will misunderstand you, your colleagues will misunderstand you. Be ready to be misunderstood, who cares? Is your attention on being understood by the world and the people around? Or is your attention on being the source? Being the one? That we have to ask ourselves. Nobody can ask that question. You can hear it. I can ask that question in a satsang hundreds and thousands of times. But until and unless you don't genuinely ask that question to yourself, unless and until each one of us doesn't ask that question to ourselves, the answer will not come. This being so, जय अज्ञान येथन से तरीच आत्मा आभासे म्हणवनी बोलणी वायसे नायकावी की. If there is no possibility of ignorance in the self alone is, and therefore to talk of as being present in self or independent is meaningless. Ah, beautiful. If ignorance is not possible, and all speech is an expression of ignorance, then this talk that take the poise, be the poise, have the disposition, have udasinata towards all the otherness, be self-focused, who am I? All these statements have got no meaning. This is the highest standpoint, this Amrutanubhava. Ignorance is never there, Atma alone is. Therefore, one should not waste time in thinking that Atma is the support of ignorance or that ignorance should be destroyed in order to know our own essential nature, etc. How can you destroy that which is not there? Can you destroy darkness? Can you destroy the wave? Yes, you can destroy the wave. But can you destroy the water in the wave? Cannot. Just like that. Can you destroy the ornament? Yes. But can you destroy the gold? No. Can you destroy the form? Yes. Can you destroy the Atma? No. Atma is continuous. So this thought that one should not waste time in thinking that Atma is the support of ignorance. Because of Atma, in the presence of Atma, ignorance comes and goes. A wrong conclusion. In the presence of Atma, the mind comes and goes. From the highest standpoint, Jnaneshwar Maharaj is saying, it seems to be that way. In the presence of the sun, the day and night come and go. For whom? For the sun or for the people who are on the earth? From the sun's point of view, there is no day and night. exactly the same way. The moment we we be the Atman, that very moment, all duality ends. All duality is present only in the mind. At the individual level, mind alone is ignorance, expression of ignorance. And the moment we reach or be the Atman, mind continues because you did not create it. It may continue, it may not continue. Who cares? Because you are not there to accept, to validate. As Atma is one without a second, there is no otherness possible there. All these statements have as little meaning as the cawing of a crow. कैं 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 करते रहते हैं ना, अभी मैं भी वही कर रहा हूँ, कैं कैं कैं, बस आवाज करते रहो. All this is noise, and all this noise is not going to take us to the Atma. The notion that because of ignorance we suffer has no meaning. We suffer because we are alive, because we are conscious. The moment we divert the attention from the plurality to the one reality, then all the problems cease. Just like when you divert all your attention from the variety to the deep sleep where there is no duality, all problems of the world cease for you. What pains you have, whether you have one limb or no limb, whether you have cancer or no cancer, whether you are divorced or married, whether you have problems of unruly children, all the duties, all the pains, all the pandemic, nothing is there in your mind. You are totally oblivious of all this. When just only if you go to deep sleep, everything goes out of your mind. Just like that. The moment we divert the attention from the plurality, means the variety. This world is the variety. Or when we are imagining in our mind, ऐसे कर लेंगे, वैसे कर लेंगे, this, I'll do this, I'll do that, I will achieve this, I'll achieve that. From the plurality to the one reality, the being, the I, then all the problems cease automatically. You don't have to remove the problems. They die their own death. Or all the problems which were manifest in our life become unmanifest. Because the nature of the world is manifestation and unmanifestation. How do you keep the manifestation alive? By giving it value and importance. Then what do? We become conscious of our own being. In that being conscious of our own self, all the manifestation and unmanifestation, which is the mind alone is projecting the world of multitude, multiplicity, variety. All of it becomes a naught. All of it becomes a zero. You don't have to solve the problems of the world, because all the problems of the world are non-existing. Why? The world is non-existing. It is only appearing in its own absence. Therefore, that we have to sort, we have to do this, we have to do that. No. You do that, you will remain in the cycle of problems and solutions, questions and answers. Transcend. Transcend. How to transcend? By being focused initially, by being focused on this conscious principle. In that process, the continuous fluctuation of the mind will settle down, settle down, settle down, settle down, just like it happens when you go to sleep. And eventually, all the variety will go away by itself. But you try to remove the variety from your mind. If you try to fix the world out there, you're asking for trouble. You're asking for trouble. You are trying to catch the flowing river, you can never catch it. You are trying to catch life, you can never catch it. Last Thursday, just before this past Thursday which passed away. So where we have Bhagavad Gita, in Jnaneshwari in Samida's house, her two daughters came. So it was wonderful satsang that day. And after that, I just asked. The elder one came. I said, is life riding you or you are riding the life? She thought about it. At that moment, I think she said something. Something she said. Then the second one came, younger one. I said, I'll ask you the same question. Are you riding life or life is riding you? She says, both. मैंने कहा दिल जीत लिया. This question is valid only in the mind. Let it go on. You be. Who can say that? Both. Someone who is other than the both. See, we are too much invested in the life. But we forget life is not relations, possessions, food, clothing, etc., etc. Life means whose expression is this? It's my. Who is this me? Who is this life that is throbbing within? That's the who. Seek that out, be that. But what are we doing? We are seeking the world out to be complete, rather than seeking the self, which is always complete. Then there's no need to go anywhere. There's no need to come anywhere. Then there's no need to solve anything. There's no need to withdraw from anything. Because then the one that is always remains, and that you are. The moment we divert the attention from the plurality to the one reality, then all the problems cease by themselves. It's like, the fridge is going on, electric. Every house has a fridge which makes कुछ एक humming sound is coming, isn't it? कुछ ना कुछ आवाज आती रहती है. You take the electricity plug out, all the disturbance stops. No ghar ghur gir ghar. Problems stop two ways. Either you die, all problems will stop. Or while living you die. Means you become dead to the variety by being available to the unity. Then also all problems cease. Then also all problems cease. This vision we have to keep in front of our eyes and work continuously, be aware of that conscious principle. Not keep working it out, be. Because you are trying to work it out, it's only in the mind. Mind can never work out the self. You are the self, which does not need working out. It just requires being. Self is not a result of your sadhana. Self is not because I did dharana, dhyan, samadhi, now I am established in the self. No. Even when you were doing dharana, mind was doing dharana. You were the self anyway. Whether you are knowledgeable or ignorant, you are the self anyway. Catch yourself. Be yourself. All these statements, here. So the statements like the world is created out of ignorance are meaningless, like saying that the wind creates the waves. The world is the manifestation of the pure consciousness that I am. So instead of seeing the world as a problem, world is the, now this is Anvaya. First was we took away all the power that we had given to the world and to the one who was giving validity to the world, which was the ego, because that is its food. By giving the variety, the ego becomes stronger and stronger. So we gave the zero value to the world, kept reminding, hey, you are I, you are the actual, the supreme self. This is the neti neti part. Now the Anvay. Anvay means all inclusivity. And what is that? The world is created. So statements like the world is created out of ignorance. No, world is not created out of ignorance. That also we have to sort out. Because till now that statement worked, that world is an expression of the ignorance or expression of the Maya. But we forget Maya is inseparable to the divine. It is the potentiality of the divine. So whatever comes out of divine or whatever is expressing out of divine has to be necessarily divine. Then where's the problem then? This problem, this conundrum is solved only by first coming to be the self and then seeing everything in the light of the self. And from the self point of view, wherever it sees what people are seeing, they see a realized master, he is seeing, he is hearing, he is touching, he is feeling, he is tasting, he is experiencing, he is waking, he is sleeping. They say that he is doing all these things. What about him? He sees without becoming a seer. He hears without becoming a hearer. He experiences without becoming an experiencer. He knows without becoming a knower. So no ego there. This is the best the scriptures can explain. And they put their hands up. They say, we can't explain anything more. Because what a realized master, living realized master is going, what his disposition is, scriptures say we also do not have the jurisdiction there because they are words. Yato vacho nivartante, aprapya manasasaha. Atma is that which is beyond the words cannot reach it, the mind cannot comprehend it. And we individuals, we validate. I think he is a great Mahatma. I think he is a Chota Mahatma. I think he is a great, great, great Mahatma. Why? Our attention is on how many people are following, how much money he has, how many siddhis he has, how many followings he has. Our assessment is like that. It's pathetic. So statements like the world is created out of ignorance are meaningless, like saying that the wind creates the waves. The world is the manifestation of the pure consciousness that I am, like the waves are created of the inherent potentiality in the ocean to express as waves. For the pure self to express itself as many, there is neither cause nor effect. Understand this. This is the conclusion, if you want to say. Then why is water becoming waves? Because that is its nature. Cause and effect is between ocean and wave. What about water? The potentiality. Did anyone, when a child is born, the mind keeps wanting to excel, learn this, learn that, try this, try that out. Is someone teaching that child? Or is it the inherent urge, the inherent potentiality within the child to explore, to know, to experience? Is he born speaking? No. But within few years, he learns the languages. I know, I go to one house, there the child, modern system, the Western system says, don't expose them to more than one language. It is very destructive. They will lose confidence because there are four different languages having no meaning with each other. You are confusing the child. But what is your experience coming from India or here? In Melbourne, one child, the father is Tamil, the mother is Kannada, the grandparents are our school is English, and the husband and wife, even though they are like that, they speak Hindi, and he is speaking all the languages. And when I go to their house, I get a scolding. Swami, you don't speak in English. You have to speak in Hindi. Because your Hindi is better than ours. So you speak to him in Hindi. He speaks and understands all the 4 languages. How old is he? Only 4. 4 or 5. 4.5. If the father is speaking, he'll speak in that language. If mother is speaking, he'll speak in that language. Grandparents speak, they speak in that language. Goes to school, speaks in English. Who taught him all that? No, it's automatic. It's automatic. Similarly, that Atma created the creation? No. Atma did not create the creation. When we say the whole world is pervaded by the divine, means it was never away, separate from the divine. This we did not understand. I don't know. That part was not in the divine. I don't know. So where did have you ever seen an ocean? Ocean, I'm saying the expanse of waters. Some parts will be without waves, some parts will be with waves. But where are the waves coming from? When we say the divine is the material cause of the whole creation, if water is the divine, and we say the creation is all the waves and ocean, what is the material? Will it be right to say water is the material cause of all the oceans and waves and tides, and that is the world, all the varieties the world? So what is this singular element which is going into making all of them? Without an urge, without an ownership that I am making them. What is the material? Water. Recognize that you are in essence the Atman, which is one without a second, and it alone is. And the nature of this infinite nature of Atman is within it, as it is the material. When we using the word creation, suddenly we come into duality, right? So here Swamiji is saying that, where are we? That like the waves are created of the inherent potentiality of the ocean to express as waves, for the pure self to express itself as many, there is neither cause nor effect. Now here one problem comes. For the gold to express as ornaments, you need a goldsmith. You need a creator. But what do we say is the divine? It is the Upadana Karan which means it is the material that has gone into the creation. And who has created the creation out of that one element called the divine? He himself has created. He is the Nimitta Karan. He is the creator. So we don't have anything in this creation which is two in one, in that sense. This body was created by our parents. Our children body was created by husband and wife. How can one be the creator also and the same thing be the material also? You have a good example within you. You are the creator of your own dreams. Where do you make the dreams? Out of yourself. Where is the I? In the mind. Where is the variety? In the mind. The mind alone is playing with the mind to create the dream. Is there a willfulness there that I am going to create this dream when you go to sleep? No. Are you initiating anything? No. Do you stop it? No. It begins by itself, it concludes by itself. Mind manifests and unmanifests of its own accord. And what is mind made up of? Forget flow of thoughts. I'm not going in that direction. What is the true nature of the mind? It is made up of consciousness. Consciousness with thoughts is called mind. Consciousness, mind without thoughts is consciousness. So what is mind? Nothing but consciousness. So consciousness playing with consciousness is dream. Consciousness is the creator. Consciousness is the material out of which the whole dream is created. And dream is of two types. One is the dream and the other is waking dream. So this whole world is also nothing but conscious. Oh my God. अब क्या करें? Sort yourself out in this manner. This is the vision of a realized master. Position of ignorance is explained through some examples. So understand here when he says, Swamiji says, for the pure self to express itself as many, there is neither cause nor effect. We have a reason I want to realize. Why? I don't want to be an individual. Isn't it dharma to realize the self? Is it that not should be everyone's goal? But here, just as the mind was creating the dream and uncreating the dream, was there cause and effect there? No. Then where has cause and effect erupted in your waking? If I do this, I will survive. If I do this, I will be healthy. If I do this, I will become rich. If I do this, I will be happy. If I do this, I will, so many. If I, cause, effect, cause, effect, cause, effect, cause, effect. The divinity is not the cause of creation. It is the creation. It is pervading the creation. But we have to understand that how it is pervading the creation. Divinity has never lost its divineness. On the surface of divineness, this creation comes and goes. Only on the surface. And who are individuals who have taken this surface to be real. Surface is samsara. Surface is duality. Surface is multiplicity. We haven't gone into the depths of the waters. There is no duality, multiplicity. There's only water, water, water everywhere. No wave to play with. But on the surface, one wave versus other wave, one wave pushing another wave, one wave afraid of dying. Same is ours. We are on the surface. What is the surface? Form is the surface. Go to the depth. Find out who you really are. Are you just the form or are you more than that? दोरी सर्पा भास होए तो तेणे दोरे बांधो नए माँ दवडणे न साहे जया परी. The illusory snake in the rope cannot be tied with rope. The snake can neither be driven away nor caught. The snake can neither be driven away nor caught. This is the classic example of Vedanta, the snake on the rope. Where is the snake? On the rope. Can the snake exist independently? No. What is its substratum? The rope. After realization, where has the snake gone? I don't know. It wasn't there only. It was only my imagination. So before, during and after, it was always the rope. Snake was only a projection. It was only an appearance. Exactly the same way. Before, during and after, there is only Atman, only the divinity, only the spirit. On this spirit, the variety is imagined, projected. Everywhere you see, it is only the water. On that water, the wave, the ocean, the froth, the droplets are all imagined or projected. Because for all purposes, you touch, feel, taste water, then why are you calling it ocean or wave or froth or drop? See? One cannot catch the snake that appears on the rope, nor can that snake be driven away. Nor can we catch it, nor can we push it away. Similarly, when we are living in this world, which is a projection on the divine, neither can we catch this world, neither can we push away the world, neither can we drive away the world. See? And this is what we are caught up in. We are trying to catch the world. We can never catch. You are trying to catch the river. The moment you water is already changed. The moment you create a relationship, people have already changed. Situations have already changed. Time has already changed. Space has already changed. But we don't learn from our experiences. We still want to remain in the same cyclical experience, wishing that all these things will give us peace, tranquility, happiness, solution. There is no solution in the world. Neither can you drive away the world. The maximum you can drive away the world is go into Nirvikalpa Samadhi. But you come out of Nirvikalpa Samadhi, again the world is there. फिर क्या करोगे? In the same way, ignorance can neither be proved to exist nor can it be removed. Here the snake is taken as ignorance. Neither the ignorance can be proved to exist nor can it be removed. Something that does not exist cannot be removed. Simple as that. You cannot remove the darkness. You cannot remove the nothingness. You cannot remove the absence. I want to go beyond the mind. Go, try. Why? Mind is the trouble. It is the source of all problems. Wrong understandings, wrong conclusions. तो क्या करते हैं हम? When our attention is on the mind as a problem, the maximum you can go is nirvikalpa samadhi. But are you going to practice nirvikalpa samadhi 24 hours? You can't. Anytime, even after 20 days, if you open your eyes, the world will be still there, what you left behind. This is, at this point, then Vedanta enters to expand our vision. That there is no in and out, there is no cause and effect, there is no creator and created. All is one, appearing as two, and that too is called as Leela. Why it is happening? For no reason. So why it is happening? All these things are happening in your life for no reason. Mast raho. Another example follows. We'll take it in our next class because I have to be somewhere. Contemplate on this. Hope it has, our Jnaneshwar Maharaj has brought some clarity to us that there is no cause and effect. It is all a play of the one with the one. Meaning, apply it on yourself. Is the play of the self, with the self, by the self, in the self. Just like in 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it is told, Uddhare Atmanatmanam Natmanam Avasadayet. Raise yourself by yourself, in yourself, for yourself. There's no outside thing required to raise yourself. No support from outside. There's no support of anything other than the self required. But we never think. मुझे दंड चाहिए, मेरे को, I want initiation, I want to listen to the scriptures, I want to have guru, I want, which God should I follow, which mantra should I take? What is told here? Raise yourself, in yourself, for yourself, by yourself. In other words, there is nothing but you only. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om.